thank you, my fellow Americans. I couldn't have done this without your enthusiastic support. I really mean it. They wouldn't have let me run for the role of Command-in-Chief if you hadn't shared my Insta or retweeted my straightforward platform or, swiped right to allow me right into your lives. Leaders can't lead unless led to the leadership. And lead me you each did. From the GoFoundMe campaign, through the Kickstomper fundraising, and the epic volunteerism that inspired an entire generation to ignore tradition and take a chance on Tyrone Hunt. The next 4 years will be challenging. Sort of like chess if you've only ever played checkers. The rules might frustrate me, and I might have some unexpected character flaws along the way, but by the time that we've worked together to make utopia possible, my hair might just fall out. But I'm ready for anything. I've worked with David Lynch, so I know what I'm talking about. Speaking of truths, let's be honest about all of the lying. For as long as speeches have existed, deception, deflection, dissembling, and disremembering have been just a few of the rhymes that people have been using to sway a movable crowd of listeners. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. That's been my slogan since day one, and it's still true today. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. That kind of honesty wins debates, my friends. That kind of passive nonchalance won me the White House. It's so old. It's like living in your great-aunt's bird cage. The one she seemed to really like an obscene amount. Really just an ornate Hendrix Hatbox birdcage. Not like an Enlightenment period bird castle, but whatever. But she loved that thing. Anyway, almost as much as I love my fan base that had such a huge impact on this election. For all of my fans out there, I want you to know it's probably not safe. I'd stay hidden underground if I were you. Just give it a few months, all right? And if the country's still here, we'll give you new identities and spread you around the globe to get up a spin-off series. Now that Tyrone Hunt is the president of these United States, I'll be able to begin my chief strategy to initiate world peace. Steps 1 through 10 are child's play. The other 32 are the ones that are going to give us some trouble. Now, I know you hear some of you grumbling in the background there. I can hear each of you back there saying, James, you can't achieve world peace in 42 steps. But I can, I reply. And I ignore the James part. And I'll explain it to you. World peace in 6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are at our first commercial break. Nice job.
Oh, I think I dropped a line.
Oh, you dropped 38 lines.
I did?
Yes.
Was it obvious?
No, sir, you made up 38 spontaneous lines of your own.
Seamless. Yes.
Now that you've successfully achieved this ultimate role, President Hunt, we should be laying the groundwork for your blueprint.
Quite right, Pat. Quite right. No. I have a feeling that this thing is going to get distracting. Let's get rid of it.
I don't think we can ignore telephone calls, Mr. President. In fact, your schedule is probably going to become pretty intense. I mean, now that you're in charge.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. Look, I think our campaign slogan applies here, Pat. The American people voted for me.
Well, the Electoral College voted.
I went to clown college.
Oh.
Did Chester ever tell you about how I went to clown college?
No, he never told me about that. I really only met him on the day that they pulled the plug, so no, Mr. President, we didn't have a chat very, very deeply. So.
He wouldn't have liked you anyway, so it's time to get down to business, Pat.
Okay. Very good, Mr. President.
Moving forward. That's my new catchphrase.
Okay. There we go. Okay. It's time to get down to business. That's your new slogan.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. That's my slogan. My new catchphrase is it's time to get down to business, Pat!
Okay, it's time to get down to business.
Pat.
Yes.
Good. So, what's on the agenda?
A world peace.
Ah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, there have been some concerns raised.
Concerns? Raised?
Yes, Mr. President, according to this information, the majority of people are concerned that this is absolutely not a priority at the moment.
It's not a priority.
No, sir.
World peace isn't a priority.
Not right now, sir, no.
Oh.
I mean, it's not the top 10.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Isn't this the platform that got me elected?
Yes, sir.
How did we win?
I don't know, sir.
Right. What then should I prioritize?
Well, I'm just a theatrical agent and have no idea what we should prioritize. I think you should let your VP talk to people from now on. I mean, they're a politician, you're considering a 3-week stint as Prospero in The Tempest in San Diego. I don't think you should be sitting in on, briefings or meetings of any kind, I mean, we're in the door, so yay, we're the best. USA. But, maybe your public appearances and fireside chats could be, regulated to the back burner.
Look into Pat. Did you think that I was going to say I'm sorry I wasn't listening? I want you to know that I heard everything you said. Look, I totally disagree with everything you said and all of the words that your mouth formed. But I also want you to know that I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. It was designed to work no matter what question was thrown in my direction. Good writers! Great idea! Never trust the actor to go on stage without a script. But I started this campaign because Tyrone Hunt can truly solve the world's problems, Pat. Tyrone Hunt can tackle the whole shebang. Just let me loose. I want to stand by my promises that I made on that campaign trail. So when the question is asked, do we have any folk heroes left in the 21st century? I can smile with my "we do now." Spread the good word, Pat. Tyrone Hunt is pro-character growth. Let me out of the cage. I can become an activist, a character that takes on a life of its own for a cause, a just and righteous cause. I want to be the next face on the Grand Canyon, Pat.
You mean Mount Rushmore?
Now, son, I'm thinking Grand Canyon.
Well, poll numbers, they aren't good.
Really? I'm so disappointed. I would have put lights on in the windows of the White House if they'd let me do some set designing.
Is that... Do I have a... Is your...
No.
How... What? Wait, Oh, here it is. Oh. Whew. Hello. Yes, I'm with the President-elect. Hold on, I'll ask him. President-elect Hunt. Did I just become your chief of staff? I mean, by agreeing to represent you in all of this?
Congratulations, Pat. Oh, it's a great promotion for you. Not in pay or respect or notoriety or comprehension. It's just your honor.
I think that he said yes. I understand. I guess. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong, so sure. Does it need to be notarized, or... Sure, but look, email me later. Of course. Yes, goodbye.
Do you want to tell me what just happened on the phone? What?
Mr. President-elect, there's a pretty big problem.
Am I double booked? Because I can Skype one speech to several audiences and make it all tied together through rhetoric and biblical allusions. I'm pretty ready for prime time, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's the apocalypse, sir.
What's that, Pat?
Okay, so there's been an outbreak from a college campus laboratory that's that's quite scary.
Bioterrorism. This is easy. All right, so lock down the area, quarantine the people, limit exposure by shutting down roads into Raccoon City or whatever this is. I've done video game voiceover work for years. Brains, we must eat. Need brains. I've learned a lot in my career, Pat. What's next?
That's it, sir.
Well, problem solved then, Pat.
Okay, no, I mean brains. That's it. That's exactly what we're dealing with. There's been an outbreak.
For realsies?
I mean, unless that phone call was a prank.
Well, no. Who would think to prank call the president of these United States? No. My friend and chief of staff, Pat, this is genuine.
It seems so, sir.
We're gonna have to solve this together. Because we're Americans. We have a can-do attitude. There's no zombified corpse culture gonna cancel us. No how. I'm with it, Jivey-O, in the heppest way, Jive.
Oh. Hello? Yeah, it's me. Pat. The president-elect would like the campus quarantined under the strictest protocols of contagion. He is authorized as president to command. Authorization granted. Yes. That's correct. Goodbye.
You're good.
Okay. We need a plan.
I'm gonna need a drink, Pat. I'm gonna need a drink. All right. Would you like chocolate milk?
Okay, your world peace plan may not need to take a back seat.
Oh, that's a real shame. It's fine.
Okay, well, look, it's a real apocalypse, sir.
You're right, Pat. That's why I trust you with my life. You're a fighter, a real hero. Were you a Cub Scout?
I ran my Dungeons and Dragons club in high school.
Then you're the man for the job, Pat.
Oh.
The DM is rolling zombies, and I need to
okay.
drain you of your hit points so that I can live forever. I don't know Dungeons and Dragons, Pat, but I'm doing my best over here, okay?
Okay. No, I understand, Mr. President. I think my phone is going to ring again soon, and we'll need to, we'll need a plan. We'll need a plan. Okay, we don't have unlimited time here, so let's do it. Let's do it.
See you on the other side. Aren't you going to follow me?
No, we'll do this right here.
Right.
Okay.
That was what my instincts were saying, man. I just felt like exiting, really.
Oh, okay.
All right, the craft service table out there is too extravagant when you're the president, so let's get to work. I've been meaning to talk to you about this, though, the chocolate milk monologue. Pat, I want you to know that I didn't lie about my love of chocolate milk. No one would lie about chocolate milk, Pat. It's really... You know, Pat, I really miss mimosas. Mimosa would be so nice right now. It's a real fine beverage, Pat. It's a real elixir.
Okay.
But chocolate milk's fine, you know, delicious cow's juice from a presumably chocolate udder, but you know, I think now that the zombies are here, this president's gonna need a mimosa! Toot sweet! Who do we call about that, Pat? Who do we call about that?
Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
Boom shit, rim shot, real nicely played. Why are you using my winning phrase, Pat?
Okay, I really wasn't listening.
What? I'm sorry?
I'm checking every online news agency. Radio stations have already begun to fall.
No one listens to the radio.
Okay, TV stations will fall next, and it won't be long before the news agencies fall.
What about the streaming services?
Like entertainment platforms?
Yes, what of them?
Well, Mr. President, I think you need to start thinking like a leader and less like an actor.
Answer the question, Pat. How long until the streaming services fall?
Okay, I'm sure people will be able to watch Netflix and Hulu while they while they wait for brutal, cannibalistic death.
Contact Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and Apple TV and Roku if that's still a thing, and all of the top streaming media organizations. We need them all to cooperate so I can address America.
Okay, you want them to work together. That's unlikely.
They'll do it for Tyrone Hunt. But that's not all. No, I'm going to need to interrupt every switch or live feed and the cam boys and the cam girls during their therapy sessions and every known underground gaming community. You know, your Roll20s, but all hidden.
Okay, but how are we going to commandeer every screen?
Well, I'm just the idea man, Pat. Get it done. They must have some national broadcasting service that can get me on those big Times Square screens, and then someone might tweet it or whatever the fuck. Just come on, tappity tap. I need my screen time, baby.
Okay, right. Yes, okay, so outreach. Sure, it's not a terrible place to start.
You should delegate that to someone in a lower pay grade. We must have a media guy. Louis, is that what Louis does?
Louis runs your Instagram.
Great. Have him link all the conglomerates from a live national message from your phone camera in like 20 minutes. Do it.
Okay, what's next?
I'll need medical officials to provide briefings from CDC quarantine, and from this moment, of course, we're on lockdown.
Right. People won't like that.
They'll do it.
Yeah. For Tyrone Hunt.
Kill. No, they'll just do it if they're smart. We can't control all of them.
There'll be casualties, Mr. President.
It's the apocalypse, Pat! I'm doing my best, Pat!
I understand. Let me check my email, sir.
You know what? I won't miss having to do that. I really won't. When the zombie population outnumbers the rest of us, Pat, it's important to remember all the good times. Coffee at a diner at 2 in the morning. Late night cinema visits for the midnight Rocky Horror Picture Show performances where I made you play Brad.
Yeah.
And what about all those laughs we had at 1 a.m. over a bottle of wine? Or those overnight road trips to big convention centers. Endless hours. All night speech writing. Pat, what I'm saying is, I do my best work when everyone else is sleeping. Would you like to take a nap with me?
Maybe later. Hello? Yes, I've sent you the preliminary plan. Yes, you will. What's my name? They call me, it's time to get down to business, Pat.
Yes.
All right, Tyrone, we're trying to save the world.
Don't call me Tyrone, but this is great news!
There's a problem.
Of course there is.
Mutiny.
Mutiny? So we don't have a military now?
Well, they've gone AWOL after most bases, embassies, and command posts were overrun.
And we will turn to our well-organized militia!
You're being serious.
Well, I brought it up at several campaign stops along the way, Pat.
Yeah, ironically, we have a band of marauders with firearms and some doomsday preppers.
Well, then they're gonna have to be our first line of defense!
Yeah, I don't know about that.
They will, because I'll make them all heroes by deputizing everyone that kills a zombie and takes a selfie with it.
Okay, what if they murder non-zombies and try to get away with it? I mean, you can't deputize every gun owner to hunt in Hunt's name.
Ooh, I like that. We'll have to check the selfies to make sure they're really heroes.
What the hell? Dead humans have risen and begun feasting on human flesh. Militia it is.
Type it in. Step 6 is world peace. Remember that, Pat. This isn't gonna slow us down. No, sir.
Okay, well, let's just hold off on world peace.
Never! Okay, fine. Just, get the militia on board. Do that.
Okay, lawlessness might be easier.
Isn't it always? Okay. Pat, it's time that we shift to psychology.
Is it?
Well, we need to get into the mindset of all of the characters. So, let us start with these newly minted zombies, the formerly living citizens.
Zombies don't have a mindset, Mr. President.
Shut your uncultured mouth, Pat. Shut it right now. Every character in the storyline has a motivation. Zombies need to eat. One and done. Let's feed them. We'll get to everybody else after that.
Feed the zombies. Mr. Hunt, I'm not sure.
Pat! Drastic circumstances call for dramatic solutions. Feed the zombies, Pat!
How?
I'm the idea man, Pat. Why don't you figure it out?
Okay, what if it's just a bad idea?
It's not.
Okay, feeding zombies sounds like a bad idea.
Well, think of petting zoos.
I quit.
What? You don't.
I do. This doesn't make any sense.
Apocalypses rarely do. Listen, Pat, we don't have to agree. You can do whatever you think is best, but right now, we need to feed the zombies.
Okay, you're not going to let this go, so it's time for my wake-up monologue, Mr. President. Zombies eat humans. Specifically, brains, as you eloquently mentioned. Proposing that we feed them brains is monstrous. Unless, wait a minute, in cooperation with hospitals, morgues, and funeral homes, I suppose we could see how fresh the brains need to be. I mean, if it needs to be living tissue, then we're severely limited. Unless we ask for volunteers. Just step right up! Step right up! Who's done with their brain? Which would have been preposterous. We'd have so much pro-life and pro-choice arguments the country would be eaten before the consensus was ever reached, unless protests for each side could explode in high population centers, and extremists would break quarantine to have their voices heard as an American, and then the streets would be overrun by the most passionate people on both sides of the angle. Protesters, and the protesters on that protest, zombies will follow that noise, Mr. Hunt. We can't let that happen to all those innocent people. On the other hand, if we know where the majority of the zombies will be headed, we could conceivably contain the threat. Maybe we just need to make as much noise as we can to lead the zombie population to one designated spot.
I want my face on Grand Canyon, Pat. Let's lead those zombies right over the edge of America's biggest ditch.
Environmentalists will hate you.
I've thought it through, Pat. I love environmentalists. They can go clean up the dead zombies at the bottom of my canyon.
That's our action plan then, Pied Piper Hamlin?
Well, right off a beautiful Arizonan cliff, Pat.
Alright, this is insanity.
Isn't it, though? I thrive during sweeps week. This is just an obstacle. And do you... Pat, do you know what Chester used to say to me about obstacles?
Oh, Chester. Good old Chester.
Chester used to say, obstacles are popsicles.
Obstacles are popsicles.
That's right, obs are probs.
What does that mean?
Obstacles are popsicles, Pat. They melt. Ah, we aren't going to be eaten by zombies, and we're not going out without a fight. Tyrone Hunt is the president to get America through the zombie apocalypse. It's my destiny, Pat. I can't explain it. I once dreamt of this moment.
You dreamt of being with me on election night when an outbreak of collegiate sputum ended the human race in an almost deserved fugue to the state of their gull.
Yes. Mostly not the zombie part or the election part, but yes! And here we are! With some power to make a real change as humanity comes to the brink of annihilation. Who else but Tyrone Hunt and Commodore Lesmore of the Space Squadron Mercury will turn the tide of this planetary disaster. I'm ready, Pat. Now, answer the phone.
The phone? How did you do that?
Do you really want to know?
No. Hello? This is he. I swear. Okay, could you tweet that from the Office of the President account? Have your people connect with Louis. Yeah, Louis. No, we'll want the Insta on this instance. I'm sworn in.
Would you like champagne?
No, I want to end the zombie apocalypse.
I'm so sick of chocolate milk!
So, we'll lead the highest population of zombies to the Grand Canyon and fill it up with our fallen citizens.
Next, helicopters.
Helicopters.
Helicopters to rescue people that have survived on rooftops.
Oh.
The cream rises to the top, Pat. Then we need all the cruise ships to become floating cities. It's the only hope. So call Royal Caribbean, call Princess, call Carnival, call Celebrity if you have to. America will need to be reformed at sea until the newly minted Office of Extermination clears the landmass and secures our borders, Pat.
Okay, America at sea, Office of Extermination, secure borders. Right. I have a question.
I thought you might.
Office of Extermination.
The zombies. They're a real problem, Pat.
Yes, sir.
They're eating brains, Pat.
Very true.
We're gonna need to exterminate them.
Well, they're apparently winning, Mr. President.
We need survivors, Pat.
Yes, sir.
I was on Survivor.
Yes, sir.
Celebrity Survivor.
I know.
I lasted till the end.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I was voted off instantly, but I made friends with the monkeys and decided to help the camera crew throughout the rest of the season. My point is that I know where we could go, Pat.
Where?
Islands. They'll be easier to fortify.
Which islands?
All of them. There are so many islands that have supplies and safety, and some of them have snobs and celebrities, but all the doors are opened by Tyrone Hunt! Which is what people will have to do, by the way, hunt. It'll be grisly if people aren't used to some minor foraging skills, but don't worry, Pat. America will survive. What do you think of my strategy?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. Neither was I. Okay.
Based on the sounds of things, we aren't going to have much time for a plan to take shape anyway. We are out of time.
Yeah, it's not the doing, it's the deciding. I mean, we should email our plan.
Yes, it is a solid plan.
Okay.
It saves as many people as we can, and even if it fails spectacularly, it will be Hunt's last plan.
Okay.
History can call it whatever. I mean,
Okay.
I tried. Let that be my epitaph, Pat.
Okay, I'll be dying with you, so I doubt I can report this anywhere.
Not even on social media, really?
Yeah, it's pretty much all zombie.
Oh.
Oh.
And there's a lot of zombies.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we're fucked. Never mind. Every man for himself.
Well, wait a minute. What about Hunt's last plan and your destiny?
Yeah, sure. Make it happen. I'm out of here, man.
Wait.
You're right. There's no escape.
So this is how it ends?
There's no rhyme or reason to anything, Pat. The plot changes all the time. We may be eaten by this wave of rampaging creatures, but if we stay just quiet enough, it's possible that we won't be. It's not over until we're out of options. Obstacles are popsicles.
They're not melting, Mr. President.
No, they're not. Here. Are you afraid, Pat?
Yes?
So am I. But it's out of our hands. Only a miracle could save us now.
President-elect Hunt, we are here to rescue you.
A helicopter! We're safe! We're safe! Hunt's last plan is off the ground. Alright, come to the islands with me, Pat. We'll try and save what's left of this shit show of a world.
Okay. Well, my alternative is to die in this room or die in the hallway when a Secret Service agent turned zombie tries to rip my head off. So yeah, I'm getting into the chopper.
World peace didn't pan out, Pat.
There's still time.
The lecture delicious you, changing the rules of the game. We were supposed to keep it simple. Guess that I'm partly to blame. When your eyes devour me, I can feel my face burning hot. When your lips empower me, I forget to stop. Delectable you, delicious you, the temperature melted my cool. If only fools fall in love, I'm a fool. I used to behave more ladylike, then I got lost in your smile. I don't want to, but I've got to keep you around for a while. When your eyes devour me, I can feel my face burn hot. When your lips empower me, I forget to stop. You're easy to love and hard to leave. It's something I don't wanna do. I can't escape from delectable you. When your eyes devour me, I can feel my face burn hot. When your lips empower me, I forget to stop. Delectable you, delicious you, I've tried to be careful and cool. Bad love has got my fancy. Only one boy can get to me, and I suspect it is delectable you. Delectable you, delectable you.